Evening, everybody. Yes, I'm back. Been a nice day, isn't it? About time the sun's got in there with popsy rain we've had. Anyway, I'm going to tell you a couple of stories tonight. The first story, we're going to go back when Craig was about 16, 17, and his best friend was Dave Stratton and a lad called Gary Pitchley. Well, Craig lived with his mum down at Beanbridge. Now, at the bottom of Beanbridge, they had a welfare club, which some people on here will know about. So I used to go there on a Friday night, get cheap beers before I end up London or going uptown. So across from the welfare club used to be some playing fields, and the council put this big building on for the kids to have a community centre. So this community centre was put up and was run by a couple of women. So Craig and his mates and a lot of other kids used to go there and play football, whatever they used to do. Anyway, round the club one Friday night, Dave Stratton walks in. His mum and dad are in there. Craig's mum's in there with her boyfriend, and Gary picked his mum and dad and a lot of other people with me, and I'm standing at the bar. Dave Stratton walks in, pair of new trainers. Well, I didn't know it new. But as he walks in with Craig and that, his dad pulled him. Where do you get those trainers from? Oh, I just got them, Dad, and walked off smirking. So this went on for a few weeks. So one week it was Craig with a new T-shirt, or Pitchley with a new pair of jeans, and Stratton with another T-shirt, you with me, or a couple of quid. And no one could work out what's going on. So, being what people are, Stratton's mum and Pitchley's mum put their fucking heads together and thought, right, the Rolfs, Craig's up to something. They're stealing, nicking money. So it went on again, and they said that their kids couldn't hang around with Craig because Craig was a bad influence on them. But what it was is Dave Stratton's sister told their mum that one of the ladies in the club was shagging them and paying them £20 a time. So that's what they were doing every week. One had to go, 20 quid, no one had to go, 20 quid, and no one had to go. So that's how they got their money. They were shagging the old, well, I don't know how old she was, in their little community club they used to go to. The police were involved, the council were involved. She got sacked, as far as I know, well, dismissed pending inquiries. But the kids, because they were over 16, they kept their mouth shut. It was only Dave Stratton's sister that turned around and said that they were shagging the girls. So that's how they got their money. And I think the community centre was closed down. Someone can clarify it on here. There used to be a little club for kids. And it used to be two women used to run it. So dirty fuckers didn't tell me about it, did they? I'd have got two pairs of fucking shoes. Anyway, this is my cocoa for the night. I'm going to tell you another story now. Now, do you remember me telling you that Craig asked to borrow my works van and lent me his XR3i because he was going fishing? And on the way home from Southend after work on the flour mill, I come off the slip road and I clumped the curb and I buckled the front wheel together. So I left the car there, walked home for about, I mean, it must have been about 6-7 miles I walked. Got home, made a phone call to go out with Mum's boyfriend, who was a bit of a mechanic, to pick the car up. But when we got back, the car was gone. So I've told that story. But the thing is, it held all my tools in the car, a lot of power tools and company tools. So when I asked Craig about it, it worked out the car was a ringer. And the only way he was caught because it had a registration number on the headlights. So my dear mother, of all people, said I should take the blame because I damaged the car, even though I didn't steal the car, and that Craig had never been in prison. So like a twat, thinking I'm going to get a slap on the wrist or community work, I took the blame. Now, the conditions was if I take the blame and I go down for it, Craig and my brother Michael give me an Orion car that Michael had. That was the conditions because they're both fucking involved in his car. Give me an Orion car, okay, when I come out, if I went down. So I did. I went to Billericay Magistrate School. I got 6 months, Brixton Prison, easy. I had a little cushy job. I used to bring the meals in at weekends for all the remand people, all the lovely cooked dinners and that, which I've told you about. And I worked at the Old Bailey as an orderly, just taking the meals round to the convicts that were probably looking to have a long time. That's when I told you that youth took his fourth leg off and started waving it in the dock. Anyway, come off that. There's other stories I can tell you about. So I done my time. I come out. Craig sold the Orion car. There was no car for me. My mum, lovable person that she is, rented my flat. When I come home, most of my furniture was damaged and gone. They've been holding parties on it. So the bit of money that I thought, I got from my mum renting it, I never did go. So what I'm getting at, this is how low my family can go. Sell the car that was promised me. Smash up my flat that I worked hard for and done up. You know what I mean? So that's what my family are like. But as things go along, you'll get more stories and a lot more true things are going to come out. I'm off to a podcast soon, which you'll know about. And there'll be no holding back. It's got to come out. I've got to tell everything. You know, from when I was with Craig to the last day I see Craig. It's not all gloom and goom, where they said that word for it. I tell you. So those are my two stories. So those three were shagging the old bird. I lost my Orion car. My flat got smashed up. And the rent that I was supposed to have got when I come out, I never got. I'm surprised it had a fucking flat left. So I will never do time again for someone else. They used to call me Gullible Bry. I wasn't violent. I didn't go out looking for fights. I just done the stupid things. Even though I'm a fit fucker and I can't read and write very well, when it come to fraud, there was no stopping me. Oh, another thing when I had my flat, when I come out, I forgot to say. So yeah, I got some letters of catalogue people asking for payments. I can't remember how much it was. I don't think it was that great do amount. So what it was, our Donna was running a catalogue from my flat. So she was getting gear out of Freeman's catalogue. I think it was Freeman's, I'm not sure. Out of the catalogue, taking the gear and not paying for it. So when I did get the flat back with damaged furniture and no rent, I was partially blacklisted through selfish bastard family. That's the way they are, and there's more stories to come. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about you know who no more. I'm going to leave him alone. Because what it is, he's supposed to have gone on to Terry Stone in April and done his podcast. This is what he's been telling everyone. But he ain't done it, is he? The reason why he ain't done it is because I'm on a podcast on the 16th of May. And he thinks once I go on there and tell the story, he can feed off it and slag me off. See, I'm not stupid. I may look fucking stupid. So that was all it was. I was due to go on Terry Stone's podcast, tell me story from the start, beginning, some things that people never heard before, like the XR3i convertible. Remember when I told you I took young Alex for driving it? I'll tell you who that car was for on the podcast. You'll be shocked. So Bernard's cancelled his podcast and White thinks himself, Bernard and Terry, look, let Brian come on. I'll get Brian to slag you off. Then when you come on, you can slag Brian off. And it'll put my ratings fucking sky high. And I'll ask Brian to slag Colton off. I'm not after Colton anymore. I've asked those questions. He don't want to answer. He hasn't bothered me. He hasn't abused me. That's his choice. So I'm going to leave Colton to the side. Bernard, we all know what Bernard is. He's just a bully. And he likes to talk to a few people where he shouldn't be talking to. But I can't say the word because my last video was affected for it. So I cannot say that word anymore. He goes running to YouTube and crying. When he goes in there writing things about me, I don't go running to YouTube and crying. laugh it off with him and his sons and his silly fucking mates. Anyway, none of that tonight. I've told you my stories. I hope you enjoy them. It's nice to talk to people, even though we can't see each other face to face. You send your replies, some right good replies. A few little idiot ones coming out. But do you think I'm bothered? Anyway, it's fucking cocoa night. Because tomorrow I've got a massive pour on. Got to pour a kiosk concrete. Well, I'm not looking forward to it. I think there's something like 35 cube going in it, a 55 cube going in it. You know what I mean? I bet it's fucking hot as well. And I've got to pull that. And I ain't got much muscle, as you can see. But my son works with me. I let him do all the pulling. And we have some other lads that have been with the firm for quite a while. So I might just go into work tomorrow and say, me broken toes hurt me and sit back and watch them with me cheese and tomato sarnie. Good night, everyone.